Hi guys, this is Robin with Weight Loss Apocalypse. This is a session or a 10-minute clip of, from a session I did a couple of days ago. You can see the weather's fabulous outside, so I was sitting on my front porch. It was awesome. I ended up getting, sitting there, I ended up getting a sunburn slightly in certain areas from that chair. It's kind of funny. Anyways, okay, so this is a discussion I'm having with a client I've worked with for a while now, for a few months. She is a definitely obsessive compulsive, binge eating and dieting, and binging and dieting and binging and dieting. So super disordered eating. She's not bulimic. She's not anorexic. She's not, I don't think you would be able to diagnose her as a binge eating disorder, but I absolutely think she's anorexic. She's just struggles. So as we're working through this recovery process, she's found a lot of relief, a lot of freedom, but as she's had difficulty accepting weight gain, she always impulsively goes back on a diet. And she's probably gone through that with me, multiple times. Not just going on the HCG protocol, but also thinking that she's going to do a ketogenic diet. And every time she does the diet, she cycles back around off the diet. And this last time, she was like, I got to go on a diet. I got to go on a diet. She sat with it, and she didn't actually go on a diet. And what's coming up is rage and anger, and she's just feeling sorry for herself, and she's starting to, the walls are starting to close in on her, and she's never had that experience before. So in this conversation, we're talking about why she hasn't. It's always because she never let it get to that point. She's always jumped on a diet before, addressing what that is. And so now that she has stopped and refused to do anything and is not going on a diet, now these issues are arising, and we're talking about it, and talking about how when those feelings and emotions of anger and rage come up, that is really an effort by the ego and by survival to get you to do what you normally do, which for her would be to jump on a diet. For binge eaters would be to eat your food. And she's not doing anything. And I do think she's still overeating, which is exacerbating the weight gain, which is forcing her to face her issues within supremacy or anorexia. So we're talking about the fear of what that is, and the fact that these feelings come up, and the immediate response is to hide, run, do something, and by not doing something, these kind of manipulative emotions arise, and hopefully she doesn't do anything, because ultimately those anger and rage emotions coming from I'm a victim are going to lead you back into dieting. So I'm talking about how to do nothing would require you find out what is beneath it, what arises. And there is a very intense sense of vulnerability when you do that, because you don't know. And you're opening yourself up to something that feels intensely vulnerable, to the point where it can feel to some people like you're gonna get killed. It feels like you're gonna die. And I'm preparing her for that in this, and I'm giving her the instructions around that, and what you're gonna do, and how you deal with it, and what arises. So this is really fascinating. Not every single person I work with who recovers goes through this. Everything goes through rage, goes through sadness, victimization. There's a process of grieving everybody goes through, and for some people that's very intense. The clients I work with who have more intense issues, it's really intense for them, and it can feel like it did for me, like you're gonna die. All right. enjoy. If you want to watch the whole session, if you want to watch this whole process and conversation, you're going to have to join the Patreon account and become a Patreon, a weight loss apocalypse supporter. And it's $5 minimum a month every month to get access to all these YouTube videos and sessions with clients who have, food addiction, binge eating disorder, anorexia, bulimia, exercise issues, and everything in between. If you would like to work with me, I am available to you. There's a link to my website below. Fill in the consult request form. I usually get back to people within the hour, and we may be able to get you scheduled tomorrow for a 90-minute consult. Right now it's 20 sessions as well for $2,000, which is going on this month. So, all right. Enjoy this. Bye-bye. Like complete zero, no identity, nothing. I went into either death or nothing, And so when you're in it, everybody who everybody has to go through what you're going through. So it's not special to you. This is it. This is why it's so hard to escape, because you're seeking pleasure. You're seeking a route that says, oh, this is going to work out. Well, the route I'm telling you is black. You can't see it. You just have to be willing to let go of what you're getting from what you have, because that's all you know, right? That's all you know. I didn't know any different. Everybody goes, but Robin, I can't do it because I don't know. And I'm like, well, of course, that's exactly how it works. You're not going to know. You have to do this blindly. You have to do it so humbly and willfully without any guarantees, because you can guarantee what you're doing is horrible. You got that. There's no escape. Circle, circle, circle. It's just like living in a cage. You're in circles. There's no freedom. You do the same goddamn thing. Sure, you could say that's easy, but you're miserable. You're mentally ill. You're suffering. There's true suffering going on here. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Or you can just go where you don't know. You don't know what's over there.
Yeah, see, I almost feel more mentally ill now.
Well, that's what happens, because you're refusing, so it gets worse. So you're gripping harder on your actual what you're doing. So you're just holding on harder. So nothing's really changed, but you gripping harder. You gotta be it's gotta be willful. I'm telling you what to do, and it probably feels like I'm taking it from you. I'm not. This has got to be willful. You're not. It's not willful. That's the problem. And it does get worse because you grip on it tighter. You're holding on to this stuff tighter. Gripping tighter and tighter, because what we're doing is we're going towards what you're afraid of. So what are you doing? Because you're lacking the humility. What are you doing? Gripping harder, and it gets worse.
Fighting it,
yeah. Yeah, so it's not like this is creating the problem. The problem is your unwillingness to let it go. And so if there's anything you can see, it's that. It does get worse. This doesn't get better. It gets worse.
I don't know. Because I feel like I'm, like, there for a while, I felt real calm, and now I'm right back into the, like, irritable, freaking bitch.
You're right.
Yelling at the dog. I'm yelling at my kids. I feel this rage.
Yeah.
I want to punch something. I want to punch a
yeah.
dog.
I love it. Yeah, this is the cycle.
I'm not like that's what's always so weird to me, because I never knew that was inside me.
Oh yeah, it's there.
I never knew until I had kids. Like it came out, and I was like, oh my god, like where did this come from? Like, no one would even they say, oh, sweet Karen, she's so nice. Everyone likes it. Like I'm like you would have no idea if you saw me screaming at my kids, you would never even think that was me.
You lost your shit. Well, you're human.
I don't even know that's me. I'm like.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on here. This rage, you can see that's part of the cycle too. You've never really let yourself get to where you feel, and that's what happens when we get rid of your. We're peeling away your defense mechanisms, right? We've taken away this shield, taken away that sword, and the threat is there. And so the anger is a sign you feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah, and then I just cry, like,
oh, poor me.
I'm like,
my life is so horrible.
Too hard. What's the point? Like, If I didn't have kids, I would just want to die.
There
like,
you
if I didn't have
go.
a family or kids, like I don't care about myself.
Yeah.
It's that I feel bad for, I couldn't do that to other people.
Yeah.
But I see like there's no, what's the point? It's just hard. It's so fucking hard.
I know. Good for you. Good job. Good for you admitting it. And
then I just like get all, I feel tired.
So that feeling sorry for yourself is like the last ditch effort. That's the bottom. That's you're close. Karen, I just want you to know you're close. This is where I've been telling you to go. This is it. We've stripped you from all of your coverage and you're embarrassed, and you're raging about it. And that's actually the last ditch effort of the ego to try to make you feel like you're a victim. Well, what are you a victim of? Your own shit.
Right.
You're a victim of your own recovery. Poor me, I have to recover. I have to let go of what is so miserable that I'm paying thousands of dollars to get help from. It's the truth, man. It's so hardcore. And you have to see that clearly. And I can't make you do it, right? I can talk about it. I can have compassion for you. You can read Dr. Hawkins' book. He can say the same goddamn thing 5 different times and it's the same exact thing 5 different ways. And you'll go, oh my God, you're great. But it's like in the end, until you're willing to actually stay in this space and not feel sorry for yourself, you're not going to move forward. Because that feeling sorry for yourself is like saying you're still holding the belief that your life is less than because of this. Not seeing that your life is literally less than because of this. Did that make sense? Your life is less than because of this. It is. It's horrible. You're suicidal. You're talking suicidal thoughts. Okay? And it's not because of your weight. It's because this is so horrible. The whole thing is horrible. The whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's just like a side thing. Like that just like makes it's like the
but that's what you're not willing. That's what you're not willing to let go of, right? So if you're not willing to face that, and you're hiding and shrinking, and now going into rage, which means you are the ultimate martyr, because that's a martyr move, right? That's like I'm angry. This is happening to me. I'm the ultimate victim. I'm a victim of Robin. I'm a victim of this. What is that going to do? Where are you going to go with that? You're going to go back on your half-assed keto? Which isn't really keto? Because keto requires perfect stringency.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can't be alive, because if you have any stress, you're going to have high glucose, and then you're not in keto anymore. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, this goes in circles. You have to see that. I'm telling you this. Open your freaking mind and look where this is going to go. If you're angry about this, what's going to happen next?
Angry about what? Angry about
this process. Just having to be overweight.
Oh, then I'll go back.
Yeah. You're just basically having a childish fit. That's what you're doing.
Right.
You know? For me, I have to be grounded from what I want. Even though you don't want what you have to do to get what you want. So you're complaining about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's what I feel. I feel like a big baby.
That's what's happening.
Like
yes.
Child.
Well, don't judge it. Don't judge yourself, because that's the truth. And so judging it means that you should know better. And you don't. So stop. But you're right. It is. It's very juvenile. But that's the truth. And why are we I'm not judging that.
Right. I mean, that's like...
that's the problem. It's just you're not emotionally developing because you refuse to handle it. You're not handling it.
So I guess, because, even when I was reading his book, I'm like, okay, I guess if I've never faced these emotions, and I don't know how to do that.
Well, it takes so let me tell you, there's a few things. You have to have some humility to admit that what you are doing sucks.
Yeah, yes, I know it sucks.
Okay, but you don't, because you keep on running to the same thing, right? So you keep on thinking, oh, I'll do keto and I'll just be gracious about it. You're not seeing that sucks. Right? You couldn't see that.
Yeah.
Right? I can tell you, okay, guess what's going to happen? You're going in circles. That's
Right.
fine. You need to do it again. You need to keep on doing this. This is the spot. This is the spot where you always jump on a diet. Right here, right now. This is it. Your unwillingness to go into what life would be like permanently this way. Because it isn't unwilling. All you got to do is have will. That's it. It's a feeling of I am willing. That means you have to be open to it. So if you're feeling sorry for yourself, are you open to it?
No.
There's your problem. So you have to, there's got to be, and it takes humility to say, why am I feeling sorry for my failure of a life? I'm feeling sorry for myself because I can't do what sucks. It's horrible. It's torture. Poor me. I don't have to, I'm not allowed to torture myself with some dumb diet, right? And it's your weapon. You can say, well, it's because of these feelings that I don't want to face. That's why I'm going towards these diets. And but you're not seeing that is that's horror. Which one's worse? What you're afraid of or what you keep on doing? Keep in mind, you don't glamorize what you're doing because it seems okay. Because you're what you're afraid of. You haven't even looked at it yet. You haven't even looked at it. It's better. It's better to be here. Really? Because you haven't even looked at what I'm directing you to do. You hear it. You're hearing it. You're conceiving it, right? Frontal cortex, you're conceiving it, but you're not really open to it, right? You have to open yourself up to it, and that's like going into the room with what you're afraid of. You're actually existing with your fear. You're actually in the room with it, with your eyes open and your soul open and the willfulness for it to kill you. It feels like you're going to die. You haven't been there yet. That's what comes next. So when you're like, I'm raging, yes, good job. I'm actually really proud of you for being right here right now. Because this took a degree of not doing anything. Like you didn't do the keto like you said. And so this is what's underneath all this. So you have never really allowed this to occur. There's more to come. The next thing that's going to come up, once you surrender, I'm not doing anything, and I'm not feeling sorry for myself. Once you willfully do that and you become humble, it's going to feel like you're going to die. It's going to feel like you're going to get murdered. And you have to just go limp to it. Just go limp. You do nothing. You literally do nothing. And you allow these things to just be there and to exist, and you say yes to everything that comes up. I'm actually giving you instructions right now because you're here. You're now ready for some instruction. So are you taking notes?
Should I be taking notes?
Yes, you need to take notes right now because this is an actual, here's the steps you need to go through because this is where you're at right now. And you're going to listen to this video, and if you don't write this down, you're not going to know. Here are the instructions to get through this because you're going out the bottom.
Okay.
So I just want you to know, I'm really proud of you because getting to this point has been hard. You have really done nothing, and that's how we get here.
Okay.
Do you even see that?
Yes, because if you just keep going back, then
it doesn't come up. You keep on just going in circles. You're just like, la, la, la. You're not even. So right now, you're actually getting all this stuff is bubbling up. The rage, that's coming from your fear. Okay, that's the I feel sorry for myself, position. You have to surrender that. That's next. Okay, everything I'm telling you to do is to do nothing. This is the funny part about it, is on the other side of this, you're going to go, that whole situation was a freaking mirage. And I'm going to go, yeah. You're going to go, oh my God, Robin, I was like that for nothing. I was like, I know. You did it. You were doing all this for an illusion. But you won't know this until you physically pass through this. And it is physical. Okay? So here are the steps. Are you ready?